Starting on page 6, it says construct a segment or angle that is congruent to the given segment or angle. So we're doing congruent segments and congruent angles. So we're just going to review a couple of the ones that we learned yesterday. Okay, so I realize you probably don't remember every little step. So I'll walk through every step. For 1 and 4 on this page, we're going to make a congruent segment to the original. So the first step for making a congruent segment was to make a segment longer than the first one. So just use your straight edge to make a segment longer than the first one, like that. Then labeling this endpoint R, this A and B. And then the next step is to measure the distance between A and B. So I'm going to use my compass and adjust it to be exactly that length. Make a mark on B. And then I'm going to put it on R and make that same mark from R. So I measured the distance between A and B, made this the same length. Then I put it on R and made that same mark. And I'll label this S. And we can say that segment AB is congruent to our S. And erase the excess here. Okay, while our brains are still in this skill, we'll do number 4 because it's the same process. So we don't have to switch our brains back and forth. Okay, so number 4, a congruent segment to the original. For it to be congruent, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same direction. Like this one's kind of going off this way. I'll put this one this way. As long as it's the same length, they are congruent. So we'll label this endpoint R. This is AB. And then I'm going to measure the distance between AB, so just adjust it to the same length. And then put it on R. Don't stab yourself. But if you do, I have Band-Aids. Is it like that? Then once we have that done, we're going to do the congruent angles. Okay, for the congruent angles, if I need to slow down, let me know. I hear some of you like raising your head, which is it's okay. Just if you need me to slow down, let me know. So number 2, we're going to make a congruent angle to this one. The way we did it yesterday is we started by drawing the bottom ray. So with the straight edge, just draw the bottom ray. And then the endpoint, label it D. And then this vertex is A. Then what we did is we put our compass on A and drew an arc that passed through both of those rays. And then we put it on D and drew that same arc. So I'm going to put it on A and make an arc that passes through both rays. If you need to adjust your compass, you can to make it fit. Okay. Then I'll put it on D. Same thing. So make an arc on A and then use the same measurement to make it on D. A made an arc, D made an arc. Going to label this E and this B and C. By the way, the actual letters I'm using are kind of unimportant. It's just important for me to be able to explain like measure B to C. The letters really help. But which letters go where? Okay, so B to C, I'm going to need to measure that now. Need to adjust my compass a little bit. Okay, so I'm measuring B to C right here, and then making a mark on C, and then I'll put it on E and make that same mark. I'm gonna do that again. So I measured B to C, made a mark on C, then I put it on E, made the same mark, and then I'll connect my dots. And we can say that angle CAB is congruent to angle FDE. Okay. Number 3. Again, if I'm going too fast, let me know. I'm trying to keep up with some people, but also trying to, I don't. Number 3. So first step to making a congruent angle to this one is draw the bottom ray, labeling this V and A. Then from A, I'm going to make an arc that passes through both rays. And using that same measurement, I'm going to go to D to make that same arc. Label this E, B, and C. Then I will put this on point B and measure from B to C, make a mark on C, then put it on E and make the same mark. So I measured B to C, made a mark on C, then use the same measurement on E to make a mark there. And this I'll label F, and then D to F, connect the dots. Say that angle CAB is congruent to angle FDE.